Hey guys, welcome back to Inside the Five. It's Will.
I'm Stav.
And Griff.
And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Celtics and All-Star Weekend. What do we say?
Let's go.
Do it. So, starting off with Celtics talk, they came off a very impressive win last night, 48 points over the 76ers, which personally I wasn't really expecting that. I mean, the Celtics in the past have had trouble stopping Embiid, obviously. And I feel like last night, Al Horford did a perfect job clamping him. Embiid literally had 17 points. He's averaging close to 30. And out of those 17 points, 11 of them came from the line in the first quarter. So he only made 3 shots. I think Celtics had a perfect game plan against him.
Yeah, I was excited to see the matchup between Horford, and I wanted to see how Rob Will did against him, but he didn't end up playing. Al Horford came in, obviously the vet, and he did his thing. I think it was funny. I feel like Al Horford, every time he plays against the 76ers, even before he was on the 76ers, just like bugs out. But like I feel like this game meant a little bit more to him, and it showed. Was it 17 points Embiid had, or was it 19? I thought he got
I think he might have had a kind of a garbage time bucket. But
yeah,
I think
he
I checked
might
the
have had a
box
garbage time.
score and it says. All right, so right now I'm looking at the box score. Oh no, he did have 19.
Okay.
He had 19
I just wanted to double
points,
check on that.
and he went 13 of 16 from the line. He only made 3 shots.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like Embiid's gonna get to the foul line, obviously. Like, so I like what the Celtics did on defense against him. Obviously, it caused a lot of fouls, but just throwing doubles, throwing guards at him when there's already a big on him, because you don't need 2 guys with height, and that opens up the paint a lot more when you have 2 of your big men on him. So bringing the closest guard that was closest to the wing on Embiid and shifting over, I love what Ime has done throughout this run. With our defense, and it shows like every night we're switching up our coverage in the way that we're playing defense. We're not just running the same stock defense, like say a man-to-man like everybody else in the NBA. We're switching things up, kind of like what Brad did for. I feel like Brad did it for a couple of years and then kind of like slowed down once the egos in the room, or as he said, was there. But like Ime just switching it up, throwing different looks at Joel Embiid, throwing different looks at the different superstars has been very effective throughout this run. And we're going for 10 tonight on the night of this recording. I mean, against the worst team in the league. So I'm expecting 10 wins in a row, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon because we're going off.
It's awesome. I was gonna say I like how you said. I said I like how we actually have a game plan now. Like
Yes.
I feel like even when Brad had his like own game plan and we would run different kinds of defenses and have a different kind of style offense, I felt like that was more of a playoff thing than like a regular season thing, which I think like also kind of screwed us over in the long run with like 1 seeding, and then 2, like once we develop a game plan in the playoffs, we can't like keep changing it up, because like we can throw something against a team that we might see in the playoffs now, and then that's what they'll expect us to do, and then like
Right.
the first 2 games we could really make that jump against that team.
Exactly.
And I think it's kind of interesting. Griff, you said it before. We don't want obviously the run to stop for the Celtics. And if they can keep, I kind of wrote about this in the article, but if they can keep up the same defensive pressure and the same consistency on offense, there's no reason why they should lose a game the rest of this month. I mean, look, like kind of jumping the gun a little bit. We have the Pistons tonight, the night of this recording, Wednesday night,
Yep.
who very subpar team. We have Brooklyn in Brooklyn, so that means no Kyrie. They're kind of a new form team. They still have Seth Curry, who could randomly go off, and they have certain guys who might match up poorly with the Celtics, which it's going to be noted. But then other than that, like we have the Pistons and the Pacers again. So the Celtics are kind of looking to be the 5th NBA team to go undefeated in a month, which is unreal. And I think it's in the realm of possibility.
Right. And I feel like Marcus Smart being day-to-day I feel like it's a good thing that it happened like right now. Obviously, it's not a good thing that it happened in general, but we have one more game after getting past the Sixers. We have one more game against the Pistons, and then we got a little break. So Rob Will, who I think it was a calf issue, and then Marcus Smart as well, who got injured during this game. Hopefully they'll be back. I'm guessing they'll be back after All-Star break, which will be big to just keep carrying on with the same team it's been a while since we've seen a clean injury list, which we didn't see last night, but we saw the night before, which was awesome. I feel like we haven't seen that since the beginning of the season, maybe not even then. Like I feel like we have never been healthy.
Never.
So this is big.
I don't know the stat of the Celtics record with a fully healthy lineup, but all I know is the Celtics are 11-1 since Marcus Smart's returned from that COVID hamstring injury, which is huge. And I'm gonna I don't want to kind of backtrack with what I said, but I could probably be on the record saying I want the Celtics to trade Marcus Smart, and I want to take back that comment just because he's like the heart and soul of the team. He leads them defensively and kind of transitioning. He plays perfectly with Derek White. Like that defensive backcourt is unreal.
It's awesome. Like it's awesome.
What did Derek White have? He had a plus minus of like 41, right?
Which, it was
that's absurd.
It was the 7th highest in the NBA this season so far. I think Rob will, when we played who did we play? We played like some terrible team, and Rob Will had like we played the Kings. He had like a plus minus of 50. But Derek White having a plus minus of 41. He's been on the team for not even a full week. And he's clicking so well with the C's. And he's coming off the bench right now, but I'm expecting soon he's going to get those starting minutes. Rotating in and out with Marcus Smart. I just love the way that Derek White shoots. I love that he can be a presence on offense and on defense without scoring points. Like he's a very good player.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I like the way he fits. Honestly, it feels like he fits like perfectly with our team and like literally our exact style. I feel like that's something that we were missing when we had Schroeder.
And kind of bouncing off of what everyone's been saying, I feel like Daniel Tice returning last night, that's such an awesome pickup that we as Celtics fans and kind of as like NBA fans in general forgot how good of a fit that actually is when Daniel Tice can come off the bench. He's a guy who can spread the floor. He had multiple blocks. He grabs rebounds, like a veteran presence off the bench, especially at that big position, and someone who's athletic for a big compared to guys we had like Ennis Freedom, like he way out of date, like his play style. I think Tice spreading the floor, helping out guards like Peyton Pritchard off the bench, who also is playing amazing in this run. I really like the direction the Celtics are going to, and the rest of the East should really take note.
Yeah, it's been so we're not in the play-in anymore. We're officially, if the season ended today, we are a playoff basketball team. So that's kind of a big deal. We're 9 games over 500, which is something we haven't seen in a while either. It's just good to see that we're seeing things that we have not seen in a while. Like we're putting things together. It's awesome.
And honestly, it's something that like I know we've all gone on like a limb on how like we just don't see any change happening with like what we have unless the right things happen. But like the right things never happen, like if we're gonna be honest. And like now I feel like we're heading in that direction, which is awesome.
Like the amount of threes we made last night, if you told me last month that, or maybe like a month and a half ago, that the Celtics were gonna make 25 3-pointers in a game, I'd be like, we'd be lucky if we got like 15. Like on a good night, because we just couldn't hit a 3 to save our life. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah, remember? I think it was mid-January or late December when they faced the Clippers that night, and they went like 3 of 30 or something from 3, and everyone's like, "What is like?" I don't want to say that's the turning point of the season, but that was the all-time low for this season. Like,
yes,
to have almost a franchise low in 3-pointers. And especially in this day and age, is definitely something that they should be embarrassed of. And I really think that this team has rallied around guys like Jason Tatum, guys like Jaylen Brown, who bring the energy. Marcus Smart coming back. Obviously, I could say this over and over again. Like Rob Williams being the highest rated offensive and defensive player in the league, just based off of efficiency. Like these are all things that are just not, hopefully that don't change for the rest of the year, and that they can just catapult them up in the last 23 games that they have.
Yeah. I wanted to add, I've been on record multiple times for saying that I love Jason Tatum, but sometimes he lacks some things that the best player on a team needs. Kind of like, I mean, I would say a little bit of leadership qualities and just kind of having to be that guy that when you're up, he's continuing to succeed, but when you're down, he's not getting down and he's not giving up. And I feel like since the start of this run, and obviously the JB tweet kicked it off, but we know what Jaylen Brown's going to bring to the table. I feel like the chemistry like kind of clicked once again in that locker room, and Jason Tatum has allowed that situation to make him a better player, a better leader, and an all-star, like all-pro player. Like he is legit now. Like he's not young anymore. It's time. Well, he's still young, obviously, but he's not that young rising star anymore. Like it's time to take that role of being the number one player on this team and being a championship qualifying team under this player. I feel like he's done a great job with all these different things, kind of maturing in the game of basketball in the NBA. I feel like we were waiting for that, and I feel like it's finally happening.
Yeah, I know. I definitely agree with everything that you're saying. And one thing that I don't want to say not like, however, I wish that the All-Star break I wish the Celtics just keep playing. They're so hot right now. I don't want a little break in this run. It's kind of,
it screws everything up.
Yeah, obviously I hope it doesn't. I don't think it will, just because of how well they've schemed and how well they're actually playing and communicating. Like, just a microcosm of that is Sunday afternoon against the Hawks. That first quarter was atrocious. They were turning the ball over. They couldn't make a shot to save their life. But then they fixed that. It's just adjustments. And if this team can keep making these adjustments, I don't think the All-Star break's going to derail them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
I also wanted to say, I really wanted to see Rob Will play against the Sixers. I feel like he's done good against solid bigs. I want to keep putting Rob Will up against these all-star caliber players, if not all-star, like above average players. And I want to see what Rob Will can do, because I feel like he's also taking those next steps to being a starting center and being a very good, like double averaging center. And he's almost there. I think he's at like 9.5 rebounds per game, and he's above double digits average scoring. But I feel like a lot of the games that he's succeeded in have gone against smaller lineups, or like different lineups where their center isn't their second or third option. And I feel like he's had some decent games, like when he went up against Jokic. Jokic, I mean, did his thing, obviously, but with those players, it's about stopping them as much as you can, because they're going to go out and they're going to get theirs. They're some of the best players in the world, right? And Embiid having an MVP caliber season, I just would have loved to see Rob Will go up against him and kind of see how we match up against the 76ers, because come playoff time, Rob Will's going to be on someone like a Joel Embiid every night. And I just want to see if he can do enough to still lead us to a dub. Like, I don't know if he can, but it's kind of in my head. I'm hoping he can, because the way that he's been rebounding the ball, the way that he's been getting those lobs, and he gets a lot of steals too, causes just a lot of turnovers in general. I would just want to see him go up against one of those like top 5 centers in the league and really just see, kind of prove to me that he can actually do this and take us to the next step.
And I think, I forget if someone mentioned this before. However, I do really want to give credit to Ime Udoka, who was really on the hot seat in the first half of the year, in my opinion. Like,
yes, I agree.
As Boston fans in general, our expectations are always up here for our teams. And the Celtics were not playing up to par. They were playing iso ball. The defense was all out of sorts. They were turning the ball, everything. I don't know what, no one will know what happened in the locker room to change, other than the guys who were in it. But you have to believe Ime Udoka had something to do with it. Like, probably pulling the guys together and being like, listen, I let you guys do what you want in the first half of the year. Now we do it my way, and we're going to win. And then they start to win, and everyone buys into the program. So I just think he deserves a lot of credit, because he did get a lot of crap for how they played in the first half of the year.
I have a prediction on exactly what went down in this situation. So ready? Listen to this. This is what happened. No doubt in my mind. Nobody told me anything, but this is, I just know. Ime walked into the building one day and he was like, Tatum, you're a top 5 player in the world, but you stink. Like, you are awful. Like, I think he just went out there and he just like cussed out everybody, and he was like, you guys don't understand like how good you are if you just buy into each other. Not even me, like not even the coach. If you buy into each other, we pass the ball, everybody can get buckets. Like, this team has so many points from each player. Like, every night we're relying on one player. We're relying on either Jason Tatum or we're relying on Jaylen Brown. And I said this to Will like a couple months ago, like the nights where JT and JB are 1 and 2, in my opinion, are the best nights because those two will still go out there and they'll get their own, but it's about what the players around them are going to provide. And I feel like we haven't even given them an opportunity to really showcase that. But the ball movement in the last few games has been insane. And Ime, coming from a Spurs organization who prides themselves on that, if we can play like that and just move the ball and we play hard defense, it doesn't matter who scores. I think like everybody just needed to get that wrapped around their head because everybody loves to score. But Jason Tatum needed to understand that he's going to go out there and he's going to get his points when he needs to, but he doesn't have to force anything because he has a whole team around them. I feel like the chemistry in there just wasn't as good to start the season, and that's what that caused because Jason Tatum was still averaging like 30 a game and JB was getting like 25 earlier in the season, but everybody else, at one point I remember Marcus Smart was our third leading scorer. He had like 11 points a game. So it's just about getting everybody involved and everybody can get buckets. It's just about drawing up the right plays. I feel like we've changed a lot since then.
I agree with you on that one, but I also like want to come from the standpoint where I think that we all slept on a transition period. Like the time that like when Ime became the coach, I feel like we were still playing Brad basketball and not Ime basketball, if that makes sense. Like the way we played like the first half of the season pretty much was how we played the last like 3 seasons under Brad. ISO ball, our star players control the pace of the game and we want them to set the tone. And then if another team just counterreacts that, we're kind of digging ourselves a hole. And that's why we've always been like stuck coming back in the fourth quarter and like we've been labeled like late game team. And like that's not a good thing. Like being labeled as a late game team is not normally a good thing. You never
means
really
you can't get it done in the first 3 quarters.
Exactly. You never want to be in that situation. I mean, yes, it's nice when you're a fun young team and you're doing that and like it's cool because you're winning games. But then as soon as you get to the playoffs, we see why we have lacked been in an NBA championship at all, like since the last one with star players is that's the same reason. I think the transition period definitely like for Boston fans, I feel like as a fan base, transition is like such a hard grasp because we're just so used to like being great. We're like we have like such a set timeline on transition. Like I feel like once we have a new coach, we're like, all right, I expect like the first like 15 games to be like the roughest thing I watch, and then after that, I'm expected to be
because
like,
that's how the Red Sox do it.
No, yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like exactly.
Like the Sox, it's like let's go get a new manager so we can win a shit. Like why can't we do that with the Celtics? We just keep rotating.
Yeah, and then we just play the same brand of basketball for like the first half of the season. They're like, all right, guys, this is not working. I'm like, it has been working for like 4 years, but like,
yeah, no, it never worked at first.
The kind of honing back in on Udoka and that transition period, I was just thinking like last night, I know it was kind of like the bench players were in for the 76ers, but my mindset right now with how the Celtics are playing basketball and how they're moving the ball is you can put any player on this roster on the floor right now and I would be okay with it. Like you got a guy like Aaron Nesmith last night, he had 18 points and they were just hitting shots. Like if guys are hitting their shots, it doesn't matter who's on the floor. Like Peyton Pritchard pulling up from deep, I'm confident in him taking those shots. Sam Hauser is like a perfect shooting form. I think every single one of his shots is going to go in just because of how good his form is. Like I trust some of these guys to be playing in the first line. Like you got Peyton Pritchard, who obviously scrappy guy, hits his shots, aggressive. Aaron Nesmith is kind of coming into his own. I don't want to say that some people have wrote him off, but he's a first round pick for a reason. This guy, Sam Hauser, kind of coming out of the G League, the main Red Claws or whatever, him coming up, him hitting shots in kind of consecutive games. Like I'm interested to see him if he gets more playing time down the stretch. He's such a good shooter. I think he's just as good or maybe even like to the same level as Duncan Robinson,
Right. So Ime likes to run an 8-man rotation. And we've seen that throughout this run. Obviously, everybody that was active last night played because of how bad it was in going into the fourth quarter. So everybody got a good amount of minutes, which is awesome. I love blowouts for 2 reasons. First off, it's an automatic dub. Like fourth quarter, we're going into it. It's like nice, we won the game. But like in the fourth quarter, we're seeing so many different players get minutes that usually wouldn't get minutes at all in a game. So those games are awesome to show off our bench and see like what different bench players could be crucial going into different games where we might actually need them. Getting them those minutes, like getting Pritchard big minutes. And he played against the Hawks, who, when we played the Hawks, we only brought out Grant Williams, Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard off the bench. But it kind of depends on the night. Like Neesmith can get in some night, Hauser can get in on some nights where we need like big threes from a tall small forward. Same with Cornette. It just really depends on who we're playing. I like the substitutions of Ime. I feel like he's doing awesome on all areas, all aspects of the coaching of this team right now.
I was gonna say like exactly what you said, but more of how like we're not being stingy with our players' minutes anymore. I felt like over the past few years, whenever we like acquired anyone new or had any rookies that like had a good game, we play them for a little bit, and then all right, back down to like little to no minutes a game. Like I just never understood that whole like point, and then we just like force our starters and star players in, like just like keep like basically just running them into the ground the whole season, and then expect that when we're going to go into the playoffs that they're just going to be magically back to where they were like halfway through the season. Like that's just not going to happen.
That's exactly my point.
Like I feel like we're playing the games where we know we should win the right way, and the games that we know that we're going to have a tougher time the right way in terms of our rotation. And I like how the minutes are varying per team, which goes back to the game plan. I didn't like how before that like the games that we like, oh yeah, like we can win this game, and then we would decide to just go right off and start playing people that shouldn't be playing like that many minutes to start the game, and we're just like, what are we doing? Like you're causing this problem by just like the first half, you should have your same rotation in. Like it shouldn't change like drastically based on who you play. I feel like the second half is where you can start to experiment against those games where you know you should.
Yeah. So I mean, the Celtics have done a great job of kind of honing in on what kind of style of basketball they truly are going to be playing down the stretch. I feel like we've kind of locked in and we're ready to make a little second half run. With the All-Star break coming up, though, I want to transition over to that. We're going to go day by day what's going to be happening in the All-Star break. We're going to be making our predictions for pretty much everything going on this weekend. Starting off on February the 18th at 7 p.m., we have the All-Star Celebrity Game. I'm a big All-Star Celebrity Game fan, but I want to get us started off with this because I do not like the Celebrity Game this year. I don't like the people in it. I don't like how they're doing it. I just want to know why Anderson Varejao is in a Celebrity Game, but he literally played in the NBA. That makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like, I think this morning was the first time that I actually saw the rosters for the Celebrity Games. Is it a Celebrity Game or is it just like C tier people?
Yeah,
I feel like in the past you used to have guys who everyone knew, like Kevin Hart. I mean, obviously certain guys are busy, and like Myles Garrett's in this game, and Myles Garrett's like a freak of nature. Like, why is he going to be matching up with like Machine Gun Kelly?
Like, yeah, he's gonna get.
He's absolutely nasty. He's a professional.
Dude, he's gonna drop like 50 points.
Like
he's gonna win
it's gonna be
like
it's gonna be like Quavo against Myles Garrett. Like that's gonna be the matchup. Myles Garrett.
Like Myles Garrett might kill someone in this game by accident.
Like who's gonna guard?
I feel like the celebrity game is such a strange crossover this year.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work out. Why is there NBA players in it? Why is there different professional athletes and then there's actually celebrities? Because like we know that we're not expecting
are they trying
great
to
basketball.
make it? Yeah, it's like we're trying. It's like they want us to like think that, oh, guys, we're gonna get like a real basketball game. Right? Like I'm not going into watching a celebrity game. I'm gonna watch like a nail biter, like that means anything. Like I just want to casually watch like.
I want to see like my favorite actors and rappers get buckets. Like I'm not trying to see Myles Garrett back people down in the post.
Like something cool. Like I'm not like Myles Garrett's gonna run the floor the entire night and he's not gonna stop.
And Quavo's just gonna shoot mad threes, and then Jack Harlow's gonna be a clown. I'm excited for Jack Harlow and Quavo in this game. I hope they guard each other. Well, I'm thinking
I
they
do
will.
too.
I'm thinking they will.
Yeah.
But like, is Myles Garrett gonna guard Anderson Varejao? Like, who's gonna guard who in this game?
Like
Like,
how
there's
does
gonna
that
be
even
so
like
many
how does
mismatches.
that
Why
even
is
work?
Machine Gun Kelly play? What does he have to do with basketball? I bet he's terrible at basketball.
Why is he just at every All-Star event ever?
Yeah, he was singing
Yeah.
like the intermission show at the NHL All Star. Like nobody
Yeah, I'm
cares
so
about.
confused. And then he was like, yeah, like, get me on the ice. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was like, he wanted
Yeah.
to like play, like what, and
Yeah,
now he's playing. I wonder if he's a hooper. Like I'm doubting him so heavily right now.
Tall.
I bet he is not a hooper. I'm gonna put. Well, I don't think he'll have 5 points.
Isn't he
Dude,
mad tall?
I think he is tall, but honestly, I don't think it actually matters anyone else that's in this game besides Myles Garrett.
Dude,
Like
there's
if
a
they
7-foot
don't like
NBA
it,
player in it. He's 6'4", Machine Gun Kelly. He's tall, but like, has he been getting buckets? Like, I've never seen him
I
play
hope
basketball.
so.
I hope.
if they
hope he
have to
proves me
play a
wrong.
rotation, if they have to play a rotation and like Myles Garrett, let's say, just never steps off the floor, like there's no reason why they lose the game. Like he's gonna drop like 100 points. Like I swear.
And it's like I didn't mind the WNBA players in it because it was like cool. They're like good. Like we'll watch them. Like they usually matched up against each other. But now they just threw like a bunch of different people in it, and there's obvious. It's like obvious who is about to go off. Like it's not like I feel like in past years it was just like okay, we're just going to see Kevin Hart like play against a bunch of people that like are at his skill level, and then a couple WNBA players who pretty much just play against each other. Now we're just like I'm so confused on how this game is going to work. Like I think that Dominique Wilkins, who's the coach of the team that has Myles Garrett on it, I think Dominique's team is literally going to kill Bill Walton's team.
yeah, no, it literally like there's no chance.
There's no chance. There's zero chance.
There's literally no chance. Like
I'm gonna say my prediction, my final prediction.
Like Bill should just get ready for Saturday when he has to go announce a couple games at this point.
I'm gonna say my final prediction for this game, and I think you guys will probably agree with me. Team Dominique wins the game.
Yep.
And Myles Garrett wins All-Star Game MVP, Celebrity Game All-Star MVP. Also, Myles Garrett isn't a celebrity. He's a football player. Like he's a celebrity, but like, he's not even like on like media or stuff like that. Like he just plays
like
football.
Not fair. Yeah, they like watched his mixtape. They're like, "Holy crap! Like this guy might like dunk on everyone."
All right, so this is my prediction. Just because of how stupid the NBA voting process is, Jack Harlow's going to win this MVP. Just because it's probably going to be fan voted. If Jack Harlow has one clip, everyone will vote for him.
Yes.
Like Myles Garrett have like mad dunks and stuff like that, but no one will vote for him just because Jack Harlow's in the game.
You think Jack Harlow? I think Quavo might win it too. If Bill
Yeah,
Walton,
like if Quavo does anything cool,
yeah,
because Quavo gets buckets.
He does.
Yeah, no,
he's good.
He's gonna go off. It's just I don't think the rest of the team's that good.
But like, what if he just starts going off and
Myles
Myles Garrett starts guarding him?
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, we're done with this.
Still.
And like, what is he gonna do?
Well, like, what if they just stick Anderson Varejao and Myles Garrett? Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's just so stupid because
like Varejao's like
Myles
40
Garrett's
years
a freak
old.
of nature.
Like,
Yeah,
just
run
past
like
him.
honestly,
why
like,
is
this
he
could be
on the
bad,
team?
bad take. But like, if that happens, I actually think Myles Garrett wins that matchup. Like, there's no doubt.
For some reason I do too. Like he's 6'5", I think he's 6'5", right? And like
he's a big human being though. Like, not the fact he's 6'5"
of his life.
Yeah,
like he's one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, which is like one of the most athletic positions.
I don't understand like that. I feel like honestly, this is like my prediction. Dominique's team's gonna win, but literally my game prediction, it's literally gonna be like both teams, one side of the floor. They're all gonna be standing in random locations on the floor. Whoever has the ball is gonna huck up a horrible shot or drive it, and it's just gonna keep going back and forth. Like there's only gonna be like 4 people that touch the ball the entire game.
Yeah.
They're all just gonna be standing there confused.
All right. So I got you.
I'm kind of like moving on to the next
segment.
For the Rising Stars, is it going to be a 2-on-2 tournament, or how is that going to
So
work?
okay, I have the details here. So Team Isaiah will be playing Team James Worthy, and then Team Barry will be playing Team Peyton.
Okay, so the winners don't face each other?
The winners of that game will be facing each other in the final. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention.
Okay, that's
So, like,
awesome.
we're gonna have different names. Like I guess we'll go team by team. We'll go Team Barry has Cade Cunningham. They have Alperen Sengun, Jay Sean Tate, Franz Wagner, Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro. First off, that is a nasty team. And then they have a player from the G League Ignite, Dyson Daniels. I love how they did that this year, by the way. Including a G League Ignite player. I think on every team has one. Like we're gonna see different names who we would be seeing in college. But we're going to see them at a large stage. Like we're going to see Scoot Henderson, who's honestly a great player and was awesome in high school. Same with Jaden Hardy. And I don't know who Marjan Beauchamp is, but like he's got to be a bucket if he's playing in this game. Like I haven't heard of him, but I like how they're showing like four of like the best players.
He's from the G League.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like I've never seen him from like high school. I know he went to the G
Oh
League.
yeah.
But I was just saying that I like how they did that. They included these players on a bigger scale to see like kind of what they're actually about and let other people see them, because alternatively, like you could be playing college ball and you have a bunch of fans watching you, whereas the G League, nobody really watches it, but it's still a good way of getting into the league. I mean, it's a great way of getting into the league because once you're there, you're in the league and you're going to be a top pick. But like going through college and having all those fans is a completely like opposite route. So I think it's cool that they're giving them a chance to get some shine while they're still in the G League. But like,
definitely. I mean, I love all these rosters too. Like I feel like a lot of these players play perfectly with each other, just like based off of play styles. However, if kind of an early prediction, Gary Payton's team's just going to win just because he will not accept any loss. Like you got guys like LaMelo, Scotty Barnes, Davion Mitchell's nasty. Like this is a really good defensive
and
lineup.
So like who's awesome at Illinois has been doing
Gary Payton's team is actually nasty.
Yeah, Gary Payton's team, like McDaniels, Davion Mitchell was locked down from Baylor. But like even like Team Worthy, like Cole Anthony, Josh Giddey, Jalen Green, Herb Jones, Tyrese Maxey, and Suggs. Like those are some hoopers. There's a lot of great players in this game. I'm really excited for this. This is at 9 p.m. on February 18th. Who's everybody's prediction? You said Team Payton, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Payton too, I think. I'm gonna go Payton.
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go with Team Isaiah. Actually, no, Team Barry. I'm gonna go Team Barry. I was debating between the two, but I like the way that like Team Barry's roster is gonna stretch out. I feel like every player is gonna play good off of each other. You have a big with Mobley. Okoro can play the wing. Wagner can play the 4. Tate can play the 2, and Cade at the 1. And then you have Sengun, who's a straight shooter off the bench, and Dyson Daniels. Like I feel like that team is awesome. They don't have the star power like Elo and Scotty Barnes, who's been awesome, but I feel like they're gonna like play well off of each other. I like the way that team is linked up.
So, you said that Peyton is facing Worthy, and then Isaiah Thomas is facing Rick Barry, right, in that first set of games?
No, Isaiah Thomas's team plays Worthy. Team Barry plays Peyton.
Okay. All right, so obviously I think Peyton's going to beat Barry, and I think Team Worthy is really underrated in my opinion. I think they have the most experience. So I think Worthy's going to beat Isaiah's team just because like Tyrese Maxey is a starter, Josh Giddey is a starter, Jalen Green's a starter, Cole Anthony's a starter.
Yes.
Like Jalen Suggs plays a lot, although they're in different situations, but still, I think that team is going to Team Peyton and Team Worthy in the finals is going to be sick.
Yeah, I think either way, like this is actually, I don't think it's gonna miss. Like I don't think that this Rising Stars Challenge will miss. I'm very excited for this. And if it does miss,
with this
I
year.
will be so mad.
Because there's not much they can do after this for this like game. Because like before, like it was cool, but like I didn't like the whole like after it was like basically like another all was not really like that interesting. Like there was no like competition. It was just like the people who were nasty did crazy things, and it was mainly like the sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. And it was just like the one team against the other team, and it was kind of like an all-star style format. But this kind of adds a little bit more pressure to like you have to win a game to get to the next game, so it makes it like a little bit more of a game feeling. And I'm hoping it's kind of like how the NHL All-Star game looked, because like the tournament based style, which I'm
cool.
excited for. I'm excited for it because it's like one of those games that we watch to see the young players, but like they're kind of just having fun with it too. But I want to see them like really get into it and play. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next day at 2 p.m. on February 19th, we have the NBA HBCU Classic, the Morgan State Bears against the Howard Bison. I just wanted to go out and say this right away. If you pick Morgan State, you're an idiot. Howard is different. Howard is so good. Howard is good at basketball. Morgan State just straight up isn't. Like the Morgan State's leading scorer averages just under 11 points per game.
Yeah.
But I like what they're doing with this. I like what they're doing with the HBCU Classic. It gives them a larger scale to be represented because this is very good Division I basketball, in my opinion. I love watching these games. I watch a lot of Howard basketball. I bet on Howard basketball a lot as well. That's why I'm picking them. Yep. So I don't know. I love how they did this, including something that's gonna allow a whole population of viewers to see the skill level of this basketball. And like this will allow different people, like on a random night, like when nothing's on, there's a Howard game or a Morgan State game or a different HBCU that doesn't get a lot of love, and they'll be like, I've seen like games from an HBCU school before, like these guys like have skill and like are good at basketball, and I'm glad it's being showcased because they really do. Mm-hmm. They're very good basketball players, and I like how I like anything that involves younger guys like getting a chance to shine. I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good idea. I like it a lot. Yeah.
And do you have Morgan State, Will?
No, Howard.
Yeah, so Will has Morgan State. Me and Stav have Howard. Will put 100 on it. He owes every person that listens to this podcast $100 if Howard wins. Deal?
Nah.
All right. Deal.
No, that's what he said before the show.
He said,
he already
no,
signed
well,
off on it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
All of that.
Moving on. It's over. It's already done with. We got the Rising Stars Challenge, right? Or no, I'm sorry, the Skills Challenge. The Skills Challenge, which I feel like this is such an, I don't want to say it's an L of a challenge right now, but like
I do.
I don't like this
I do too.
setup. Like
I don't like the format. It doesn't make sense.
The last setup was awesome. I like the last.
Yeah, the bigs versus this. That was perfect tournament style, and you have more games. You have more time to watch it. I feel like the All-Star Saturday Night's gonna go by in like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's no tournament. It's literally like the Cavs, which is so random. Like Jared Allen, I've never seen hit a three. Which with the Antetokounmpos, which literally two bench warmers and Giannis.
Two bench warmers and Giannis. Not even
of Scotty Barnes, Kate Cunningham, and Josh Giddey. Like they're obviously, I feel like they can all shoot, they can all pass, and they can.
I think the Rooks win.
I think the Rooks are gonna win. Like Giannis is gonna carry his brother, and then the Cavs are just gonna be the Cavs. Like I don't know, like
yeah.
So
it's like that's that's not exciting.
It's going by round. There's gonna be 4 rounds. Rounds 1 through 3. All 3 teams are going to be participating in. So the first round is team shooting. So every player from every team has 30 seconds to shoot from 5 different spots on the court from either 10 feet to 30 feet. So this will be kind of interesting. And it's based off of wow, that wasn't English. Based off of points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 based off of how far they're shooting it. The team with the highest score will win round 1 and will earn 100 challenge points. And they do that for 3 different ones. The next one is team passing and then team relay, which is like kind of what we've seen from the skills challenges, the team relay. And so you get challenge points based off of every one. Round 2, you also get 100 challenge points for winning. Round 3, you get 200 challenge points for winning. The last 2 teams with the highest scores then participate in a half-court shootout, which is stupid. Like, ending something on a half-court shootout is stupid. Why don't you end it on a team relay?
You know what?
This doesn't make any
me
sense.
of like an NFL thing. This is like a Pro Bowl event.
They made it worse.
This is a Pro Bowl event. Like this is literally like this has like, I don't know. I feel like it lost its significance because I feel like in the past few years, out of all of the challenges, I feel like this is the one that's been the most interesting. The dunk contest everyone looks forward to, but it's been disappointing because everyone's seen every dunk before. Like, it's hard to like do something that we haven't seen, but like it's also still cool. And then the 3-point contest, it usually gets ran by Steph every year, so like it's not like any surprises are here.
But Steph's not in it
this
year.
Steph's not in it this year, so like that's going to be an interesting one. But like this just seems like, I don't know, the whole format seems interesting. It just also like, I feel like I'm going to sit down on the couch and be confused the whole night watching this.
I just think that there were different areas of All-Star Weekend that they could have improved, or could have made changes to improve it, other than what they were doing with the skills challenge. I feel like the skills challenge, it was good the way they were going. Everybody actually watched it, I feel like, for the last couple of years since they did the bigs versus the smalls or the guards. I don't know why they changed this instead of changing other challenges or games. And I like that they changed, obviously, the Rising Stars game. But like, if you're going to change something, why not try to change up like the dunk contest? Because the dunk contest, in my opinion, has gotten a lot more boring. And I guess we can get into that right now, unless you guys have anything else to say about the skills challenge. But the dunk contest has been, I would say, bad the last couple of years, and I'm predicting another bad dunk contest. We have Cole Anthony, who I'm a UNC fan. I watched his whole freshman campaign until he got hurt at UNC, and I know Will did too. We have him. I've never seen him dunk. I've seen him dunk like once or twice. I saw the highlights on the IG post when he got announced. And then we have Juan Toscano Anderson, who catches bodies, but like, he's not cool. Nobody cares about him. We have Jalen Green, who's a rookie, so like fun, kind of, right? And then Obi Toppin, who just lives off his hype at Dayton. Like, we have 4 bozos in the dunk contest. We have 4 losers in the dunk contest. Like, we need like all-star. We need Zach LaVine in the dunk contest. We need like people that people actually care about. No offense to these guys, but like stars. I want to see stars. I want to see Ja.
The problem is because of the trend that the dunk contest has. I feel like ever since like Aaron Gordon got hurt and then chose not to do it, and then ended like that whole sequence of like it being like pretty good, I feel like the want to do it as a star just completely declined. Like, I feel like it just lost its value for the people who are like really good at their craft of dunking, and now it's kind of just like a rookie showcase that can
like
dunk.
Young people, if you can jump, you're in.
Yeah, like that. Like
remember,
whatever the last one, like I think it was last year's one. I feel like I just watched people who knew how to jump really high try to do like ridiculous things and failed.
Yeah, like I remember it was a few years ago when it was like Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, like guys like John Wall, like guys who could fly insane dunk. Like that was what was that? 2016 when Aaron Gordon should have won, but Zach LaVine
17
won.
In Toronto.
Toronto.
That was unbelievable. That was one of the best dunk contests we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's just been terrible. And I'm not trying to compare the old dunk contest to now, because that one's probably one of the best of all time. But there's nothing even been close, which sucks because that's like the main event of All-Star Saturday night. And if it's like lackluster talent and lackluster performance, the whole night the whole All-Star Saturday night is just going to be perceived as bad.
Right. And the fact that they changed up the skills competition makes it even worse because those happen back to back. So it's like we really have nothing to look forward to.
In my opinion, I think there needs to be a dunk format change. I hate the whole 4-person now, like ever since like the last good one. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, the dunk contest lasts like 10 minutes.
Yes.
I think there's like 3 rounds. That needs to be like a 30-minute event. like
The reason why
minimum.
the one in Toronto was so good was because Zach LaVine
kept
and Aaron
time.
Gordon went at it, and they went into like quintuple overtime. Like we had a lot of dunks. We had a lot
They
of
need to
great
change the point system.
There's
They
barely
can't like
any dunks.
I think it needs to be like obviously like yes, it's fun having like celebrities and people like hold up their number what they think they should grade the dunk. I think like what move should determine points, and that's how it like there needs to be a different grading scale because it literally like they play favorites, which obviously like everyone does. Like it's not like they're not going to, but like I don't know. I feel like it just completely like I feel like they're more excited about the drama of who should win than the actual event.
Yeah, that's facts.
But like no one
I
cares
agree.
who wins. They just want to see good dunks and people grade them fairly. And no one cares like about the drama like any of the last few. They're like, oh, like D Wade screwed up. Like no one actually cares about that. And they just like that's the only thing that happened. Like more people talk about D Wade like downplaying a good dunk than the actual dunk
Than the
contest
actual,
itself.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't remember a single dunk from that dunk contest. All I remember is D Wade giving someone like an 8 instead of a 9 because a Heat player was who they were going up against. Like that's
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was
If
just
that's
dumb.
what the dunk contest is remembered for, then they're doing it for the wrong reason. Like it because it's supposed to just be whoever had the best dunk got the highest score. And we've seen a lot of perfect scores where there shouldn't be a perfect score. I feel like they're a little bit too lenient on that. It's just based off of who the judges like as a person at this point.
Yeah, like I don't like. Also, like it would be not, like you can't not have it, but I feel like having a break from it would also be nice. But there should definitely be more than 4 people in the dunk contest.
Yeah,
like they struggle to
I was
find
gonna
4
bring
people.
that up.
Like that's the worst part. They struggle to find 4 people, and this is the 4 that they pick. Like I don't have a problem because like it honestly like I don't think it's gonna be great, but I think it'll be decent. I think it'll be better than the last couple.
We'll
weeks.
see dunks. We'll see dunks.
Yeah, like yeah, like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Like none of it really does.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we've got to wrap up Saturday night in All-Star Weekend. We have the 3-point contest. 8 players. We have Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard, Zach LaVine, C.J. McCollum, Patty Mills, Cat, Fred VanVleet, and Trae Young. Cat's in it. Like the T-Wolves are not playing that bad this year, but why is Cat in it against Trae Young, Patty Mills, and all these guys? Like he's not that good at shooting threes.
I have no idea. Like
He's
I
okay.
was like I honestly thought it was yeah, it's not like he can't shoot him. Like that's not the problem. It's just like he doesn't like if he goes up against like Fred VanVleet, like who do you think is really gonna win that? Like
yeah. Like there's
Yeah,
such big
like
shooters.
his release just isn't fast enough to
who
knows, maybe even get around the map, in my opinion. Like
Oh yeah, I totally
feel
forgot.
like-
we never know.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Dunk contest predictions. Who's winning?
Oh.
Great question. I'm gonna say like Jalen Green, I guess. But
I don't know, like a coin that had better odds than me probably picking. I'll go Obi Toppin.
Okay, I'm gonna go Juan Toscano Anderson. Shock the world. he's
like
the
if I
difference.
didn't pick Obi, it was gonna pick him. There's no
I'm
chance
just
I was picking
just
Cole.
such a big Juan Toscano
no
Anderson
offense to
fan.
Cole. No offense to
It's
Cole.
like 6 foot flat.
Love the guy. Went to UNC, but like
I'm not
like Jalen Green and Obi Toppin can literally fly.
Yeah. All right. Getting back, I totally forgot about that. That's my fault. Going back to the 3-point contest, I named out the 8 names. There's some shooters in this, and there's a couple of all-star caliber players in this, which there is every year because all you have to do is get up and shoot threes. But we're missing a lot of names on this list as well. I feel like it's just a lack of people wanting to actually participate, which has made all of these different challenges struggle. Straight up off the rip, I'm going to say Zach LaVine is going to win the 3-point contest. He's my pick.
all right. Well, what do you think?
I like Fred VanVleet.
I'm gonna go off a limb.
Yeah.
Give me Patty Mills.
Patty Mills, the vet.
Okay.
Yeah.
The vet.
I think
I feel like there's
he's
not much to talk about in
overdue.
these because it's just like your
Yeah.
shooters. Like
Well, I mean, like the last
I think we
time,
can all
like
agree that
CJ did it,
Cat
he was
isn't
not
gonna
that good.
yeah, CJ was terrible.
CJ was
Cat isn't going to
terrible.
win. His release
I mean,
is
like
too
Trey
slow.
Young might be too close
Trey-
to the 3-point line to win.
I feel like Trae Young's like too
Yeah.
obvious. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not
Like
picking
he's
him.
not. I feel like you never see Trey Young hit a standstill three. So I feel like
Yeah,
this is kind of
from right
against,
behind the
like,
line.
He's not fading away. He's not like off the dribble really. Like he's not
And he's
really
not like 3 feet behind the
spot up
line.
shooter. Yeah. So I mean, who knows? Desmond Bane's also nasty at shooting.
He's a very
Obviously,
good
like all
shooter.
of these guys are nasty.
No, yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
feel like it's
It's literally
also hard
just,
for like
like,
a guy like Luke.
You think Luke Kennard couldn't win it? I was gonna say I think he could.
I don't think he
I
could
know.
win.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I can't remember the last time a lefty has won this competition just because they have to run further.
That is true. They do have to go around.
It's so
Each-
like
I
it's just like a stupid thing. Like
don't know how they
I feel
could
like
just
they
like
should
make
have
the
something past
opposite
him.
one so it could like equal out. Like he actually has to do so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck on the
So
lefties.
stupid, but
All right.
that's the only reason why I didn't pick like Luke, just because he's to run probably like another like 10 feet than everyone else.
That's hilarious. All right. Moving on, we have Sunday night, the All-Star game. Team LeBron, Team KD. KD is not playing. I guess we'll go over the starters to begin. Starting off with Team LeBron, we have obviously LeBron himself, Giannis, Curry and DeMar DeRozan as the guards, and then Jokic at center. That team is nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have all right. Wait, I should have ran it from 1 to 5. So Curry at the 1, DeMar DeRozan at the 2, LeBron at the 3, I'd say, and then Giannis at the 4 and Jokic at the 5. That is insane. That team is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, they're way much better than the other team, and a big reason
Oh, totally.
is because Andrew Wiggins is a starter for the other team. But John, Trae Young in the backcourt, and then Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins on the wing with Joel Embiid at the 5. Like Embiid's good, but like the starters on Team LeBron are just insane. And like this is gonna be
Dude,
Rosen's having
even-
such a great game. Or such a great season.
Even the reserves on Team LeBron, I just from the first eye test, like
Yes. Luka
Doncic, Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, against Devin Booker, Kat, Levine, but then you got guys like who aren't really like all-star game material, like Rudy Gobert and like DeJounte Murray isn't really like an all-star type.
LaMelo might bug out. I feel like LaMelo's gonna take it 150%. Like he's gonna go as
It's
hard
just
as
like
he
the
can.
flashy players thrive in the All-Star game, and there's less flashy players on Team KD.
Agreed. Like no offense to Andrew Wiggins, but he stinks. He's not an all-star caliber. I don't even think he should be in the all-star game. He's having a great season. The Warriors are having a great season. But it's just like the people around him are making him so much better. And he only got in because a K-pop star told all of his fans to vote for Andrew Wiggins. But like I would totally do the same thing if I were in his shoes. So I think Team KD, especially not having KD, which is crazy that Jason Tatum wasn't an all-star starter. I wanted to bring that up as well. But because the only reason he is because KD isn't playing. But like this team just isn't better than Team LeBron at all. Like Team LeBron should win this game. I think it'll still be a good one, but I think Team LeBron will win it.
JB snubbed. Kind of wanted to add that in there.
Yes, 100%. I think like Jared Allen's having a great season. So is DeJounte Murray, but like the way that JB is doing it and especially turning around, like Jared Allen, who just got in a few days ago, during the streak, like Jaylen Brown has proved so much to so many people. And I think he should have got in, especially like after all the people that opted out. Like, how did he not find a way in after I think it was 3 extra people got added?
Yeah,
All right,
that's
and
not.
you
doesn't make
gotta
sense.
compare Jaylen Brown to like Chris Middleton. Jaylen Brown's averaging he has a lot better stats than Chris Middleton. I don't really know what went into that decision. Like obviously I don't want to sit here and say Chris Middleton doesn't deserve it because I think he's one of the more deserving guys on the list. But that just proves why Jaylen Brown should be in it even more, considering he has better stats than most of the guys on this list.
Right. It's just like I don't get what came down to the final decision that was like, okay, Jared Allen is in. Is it just because he's in Cleveland? Like, and it was such short notice? Because like he was like up there, but I don't think he was the best option for that last pick. And along with DeJounte Murray, who I think got in last week, was it, or a week and a half ago? But like going back to the original All-Star teams or the All-Star rosters before everybody opted out or had injuries and things of that nature. How did JB not get in the first place? That makes no sense.
No idea.
He's having a great season. He's having an all-star caliber season. And he made it, what? Was it last year or was it the year before that he made it? Because he's a one-time all-star. It was in Indiana, but I don't remember what year that was. Was it last year? It was in Indiana?
It must have been because yes, it was last year.
So he made it last year. I think he's having a better season this year.
He is. It's like statistically he's having a better year.
Yeah, so it just really doesn't make sense to me. Final prediction. I'll get us started. Team LeBron wins. All-Star MVP will be, I'm going to go with, there's so many options. I'm going to go Luka off the bench, MVP. I feel like starters never win it.
Yeah. Will you go?
I'm also going to go Team LeBron MVP. Let's go DeMar
DeRozan. I like that pick too.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm just gonna go off a limb here. Although I sat here and said that Team LeBron is way better, I think that Team KD is gonna win just because no one expects them to win. And like they have the flashier guys, and I think Ja is gonna win MVP just because he's that guy. He's gonna put on.
Wow.
It just sounds normal to say that. Like Ja winning All-Star MVP.
I like that. And I'm glad you switched it up so not all three of us are saying the same team for this. So thank you for that, Stav. But I think that's going to wrap up our All-Star Weekend preview, unless you guys have anything else to say.
No,
that's all I got.
We're good? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy All-Star Weekend, college ball. Great slate this weekend as well. We're going to start talking college ball hopefully next week. That's at least my plan. So get excited for that. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you guys on Wednesday, and peace.
Peace.